Hi traders, welcome to this index analysis on the 2nd of June 2014, Monday morning. It's 11:20 GMT. What we have on the chart here is the FX Algo Trader Index Analyzer. What this is doing is basically giving us real-time index data for the major currencies, and I'm just popped up the strength and weakness table as well here so we can see exactly what's going on the day. We can see that on the 4-hourly, daily, weekly and monthly, sterling is the strongest currency. Australian dollar, weakest on daily, weekly and monthly, and a little bit mixed really. Sort of on these lower time frames, the sterling is again strong, but Aussie dollar is kind of floating up there again. So not particularly clear which pair to get hold of to trade at the moment. It's the beginning of a new month, so things are sorting themselves out, so no massive hurry to jump into the market. Looking at this RSI based strength analyzer down here, this is an aggregated view of the relative strength index for the currencies, the major currencies, and these RSI readings are made up of a basket of pairs within each currency. You can see these in these brackets here. Euros, the euro data we've got here, the blue line, is made up of 10 pairs out of a possible 14, and sterling made up of 7 out of a possible 8 pairs. And what we're doing here is looking at currencies which are very overbought and very oversold, and looking for basically a change in the RSI, so they're beginning to converge back to more reasonable levels. So we've seen here the Aussie dollar has gone into sort of slightly overbought territory, same with the yen and same with the Swiss franc, whereas down here we've got a Kiwi dollar and sterling which are oversold and again beginning to revert back. So all of these kind of currencies can be looked at, and you can make a pair up. So potentially you could look for a GBP JPY long trade if obviously index data and price action support that an entry. You could be looking at a GBP Aussie dollar based pair. You could be looking at a Kiwi Aussie dollar. So all of those currencies potentially over the next few hours, days, may represent an opportunity if the RSI data starts to converge, so they basically start to move away from their oversold or overbought levels. But again, these are just indications. The RSI, aggregated RSI data, gives you an indication of what could happen. It's a very good way of identifying potential reversals out of price action which has consolidated after a trend. So we picked up a pretty good trade on Euro Yen, 60 odd pips at the end of last week, which closed out this morning. And in the GBP JPY trade here, really based mainly upon this strength analysis, we've seen JPY very overbought certainly on the daily time frame. We can see JPY is very overbought, and Euro very oversold. Sterling middle ground really on the daily, but certainly on the 4-hourly seeing JPY weakness and GBP strength. So, and also on the index data we're getting strong GBP index readings on the daily, or H4 upwards basically. JPY pretty mixed in the middle, so a bit risky at the moment. We're not seeing, we're really waiting for price to clear this area of consolidation down here, and then maybe we could get a run up to some, maybe last week's high if we're lucky. So just purely on technicals at the moment, so we're just seeing how we go. So that's just a little bit of an index analysis. The other thing that is interesting, we've recently introduced a new feature within the index analyzer, which is a history logger, and this is pretty cool because this allows you to monitor the real-time changes in index data at a predefined time. So you can see here we've got a 5-minute data save frequency on the hourly data, 30-minute on the 4-hourly, 60 minutes on the daily, and daily on weekly and monthly. So every 5 minutes the system logs the current currency index data in order of strength and weakness. So first is the strongest, 8th is the weakest, and you can start to see how currencies are basically changing in real time or over time as well. So we've seen, sterling come up from very weak around about 8.28, between 8 and 8:30 and 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. GMT, and then moving quite a bit stronger, and the yen kind of middle ground. I'm thinking about sterling yen because of that trade we're talking about. But it's interesting to see this, and then obviously if you can change the time frame and look at the 4 hourly, which won't be as mixed or as cluttered. There'll be a bit more consistency in this. So you're seeing, strong sterling, weak US dollar on that time frame, and then the yen again mixed. So there you go. So that's just a quick overview of our index data for the day. Some changes to the index analyzer, which are pretty cool, and an update on the FX Algo Trader Index Analyzer, which I've made some changes to recently, and I have to say it's a heck of a lot better. It's a tool which I wasn't especially proud about until recently, and the changes I've made a huge difference to it, and it is really quite usable now. It's very good at picking reversals. So anyway, enough of me for today. I hope you have a good trading day. If anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. info@fxalgotrader.com.